Moving on to our last teller for the day, we have Jasmina. Jasmina from Croatia. Thank you so much for joining in, Jasmina. Let me just put you on spotlight. Please introduce yourself and then we can move on to the story.
Okay. Hello to you all. I'm Jasmina Alexandra Žiljak and I'm living in Split, Croatia. And this storytelling now is for me one challenge because I'm not feeling so well, but I decided to join you.
Thank you so much for joining. I'm sure you'll be wonderful.
Thank you very much. I really like this festival. I appreciate Eric, what he's doing. Unfortunately, I had to give up from my workshop, but you will have a workshop conducted by Eric, so it's a beautiful thing and I'm grateful. But I decided not to give up because maybe it's important to, maybe this can be idea or motivation for somebody else how to do a storytelling when you are not feeling okay. Maybe when your voice is cracked or nasal or you are not feeling okay and you have to speak because it's your job. Maybe speaking or storytelling is part of your job. And maybe you gave your word, your promise to somebody. And that's why I decided to expose myself in this condition and to tell you one beautiful Japanese folktale. I'm sorry I didn't tell something about myself, but I don't want to spend 20 minutes about speaking about myself. But in short words, I'm a storyteller from Croatia. I'm doing storytelling and drama education and foreign theater as well. I'm a teacher. I was an actress in a youth theater. And now I'm an educator. I'm doing lectures and educations about storytelling in first storytelling school in Croatia, in Varaždin and in Zagreb. And I'm doing lots of workshops about creative storytelling with kids, with youth, and with adults. And now I would like to share with you one Japanese folktale. I already was telling Croatian stories last year and the year before. I adore Croatian folktales, but also Inuit stories. But now I would like to tell you something about the crane and about women transformation. There are lots of stories, lots of folk tales, which are dealing with women transforming, and it's very interesting for me. So you have crane. You have also one Japanese story, very beautiful, about beaver, spider beaver. Chinese story about the fox. So a woman transforming in a fox. In Nordic stories about the seal and so on and so on. That's very interesting topic for me. And the crane, it's a very interesting bird. It's a sacred bird in Japanese tradition, as you probably already know. It's very presented in haiku poetry, as well in origami, in dancing, as well, besides dragon and the turtle as well, sacred animals. So if you don't have any more questions, maybe I can tell you a story. Go ahead. Yes, thank you, Gustavo. I agree with you. Little advices before. I'm a storyteller now for, I think, nearby 20 years. And maybe this can be a good advice for myself now and for you. When you are not feeling okay and you have to do storytelling, prepare yourself. My natural intention now is to close myself, to close my voice, to close my body, to not to speak to anyone because I'm not feeling okay. When you are doing your preparation for storytelling, open yourself. I was doing now my preparation in a bathroom. So do exercises of breathing. I'm doing a pranayama, and I like pranayama very much. Do what you want. Try hard to open your chest, to breathe from your stomach, to do some speaking exercises. With articulation, open your chest, open your shoulders. Try to sit down that your position is opened, not closed. And that is awake position, no matter if you are sitting or if you are standing. Do that effort and open yourself. I do believe that we can open ourselves and that we can give something to others, no matter in what we are conditioned. So the Grateful Crane, or The Crane's Return of a Favor. That is the title. It depends about the version. A long time ago, a poor man lived in a little house, all alone, and gathering the firewood in the nearby hills. And one day, on the way back from selling firewood in the market, he saw a wounded crane in a trap. The harder it struggled to escape, the tighter it was caught. Please don't move, he whispered. And then, very gently, he pulled out the shaft, saving its life. The man watched as a crane flew away. By the time he got home, it was dark and there was a snow everywhere. Suddenly, he heard a knock at the door. He opened the door, and in front of him, there was a gorgeous young woman standing in the snow. Could I stay here tonight? He agreed. The snow kept falling through the next day and through the next day, and she continued to stay with the young man. She was cooking her eyes. And soon he asked her to marry him. She agreed. But after some time, they didn't have enough rice, and they were poor. They didn't have enough money. So one morning, his wife said, I would like to weave a cloth that you can sell it in the market. But please, when I'm at the loom, don't look into the room. He promised. So she closed the door and she worked all the way through the day and deep into the night. She worked all the way through the day and deep into the night. She worked all the way through the day and deep into the night. And after 3 days and 3 nights, she emerged with a roll of a cloth in her hands. Beautiful, white, soft, fine cloth. That was the most beautiful cloth that her husband had ever seen in his life. And he sold it for lots of money. But after some time, they needed more money. So the wife decided to weave more cloth. And he promised not to peek. And once again, the clattering of the loom filled the room and the whole house. And he was listening. How come that my wife can make such amazing, such beautiful cloth? He was very curious. So he looked into the room, and what he saw was amazing. He saw a crane, a white crane like snow in the room. And when he changed back into a woman, into his wife, "You broke your word," she whispered. "Yes, I'm a crane that you saved. And I came here to help you. But now, when you know my secret, I cannot stay here any longer," she said. Then she turned back into a crane. And the man watched as the crane flew away. That is the end of one version of this story about grateful crane. In some version, we have an old couple, we have a daughter, and when daughter is old enough, then wife turned back into a crane. It's very interesting. And I would like now to ask you, what do you think about this story? I do believe that the main motive is not only breaking a promise. It's a very deep story about male-female relation, about our personal secret garden, about our identity, about archetypes. I like this story very much. So if somebody wants to share something about this story, just go. You're free to do that.
Thank you, Jasmina. Thank you so much for that story. Thanks a lot. I would also like to ask the audience here if anybody wants to share anything about the story. I think it's a very deep story, especially the questions that and the thoughts process that you have put into our mind that followed the story. It's really sinking in for most of us here. Uh, Anybody online who would like to share anything?
Yeah, about respect and honoring. Chandra, is that correct name?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's about respect. Yeah, you write it down.
Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you. And you
And
told
honoring.
it
Thank you very much.
so, yes, thank you. You told it so, so beautifully. Your expressions and your gestures just brought us right into that very powerful story. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I'm trying to be in the picture, in the pictures that I'm telling. That's very important to translate myself in the story.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jana?
Diana, you want to
Yes. Hi. Good. It's good morning here. Very, very beautiful. You told it so lovingly. And I want to ask you about your eyes. Besides your feeling and how lovingly you told it, the way you gazed gave me time to see the pictures and to feel part of the story. And I'm not sure, I call it story magic, but I don't always know how to create it. So if you could talk a little bit about that, I would love to hear your thoughts.
Okay, if I understood well, you want to know about that, how to go in the story to see the pictures. Well, I'm doing, it's part of my preparation because I put every single story, fairy tale in context of my life or of life of somebody that I know. Because I do believe that fairy tales are our reality. Yes, they are the reality of our psychic. It's archetypes, Carl Gustav Jung. So it's all connected, and it's in front of me when I'm telling the stories. Thank you for your question. Am I give you a good answer?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Barry, if we have enough time.
Yes, Jasmina, I just wanted to say it was a lovely telling, and there was no evidence or feeling whatsoever of you being ill. And, just congratulations for taking that on. And it didn't come through at all. You seemed full of life. And if this is how you tell when you are ill, I would love to see you tell when you are at 100%.
Oh, thank you, Barry. A great compliment. I have a white blanket. Yeah, it crossed my mind that it's rain. So I'm feeling very cold, and maybe it's good to connect that white blanket. Okay, now I will use that like advantage of my storytelling. Thank you for your compliment. I'm not feeling okay. I don't have feedback. I don't have attitude or what I was telling, and I'm feeling weak. But maybe the point is to go out of our comfort zone. Maybe that's point of because when you are not feeling okay, when you are ugly, where you can't stand your face, looking at your face like me right now, to go. Maybe there is a meaning of that. Marina, what do you think?
Yeah, I really, yes, I understand what you are saying. And I think it was really what you are doing, that you are taking your situation and you don't press yourself to put you on another level. You just accept where you are. And as I said, you did the preparation as much as you could do. And from there you delivered, and that you waited for yourself. You didn't force yourself. It was And I'm I'm thinking of that sometimes in stories when I want to tell so many things, and the things how you can make a story, a quite short story, and you can to really get an essence with the pictures and just let the audience get the pictures. That's so lovely. And that,
Thank you,
so,
Marina.
yeah.
But
really,
you are also very good. I unfortunately I didn't hear the beginning of the story, but you have very good pose. You are you are giving that time to the audience. At least I think so. Pose. You make yeah, enough space for thinking. Yeah, that's important for pictures, for meditation.
yeah.
Thank
And
you,
I
Marina.
think, but I think that's something we all have to train us all the time. But then there was another thing that struck me with the story, that this is the theme in this story. You said you had different themes and that versions, and I recognize this. We have those themes here in Swedish folk tales, traditional stories also about people, or the fisherman who finds the seal woman, and for example, he takes her robe, but there he knows that she is someone else. But also this, that when they have this beautiful woman and they are looking into a hall to understand, to see who she really is, and then she has to leave. She has to leave, and it's a strong strong story.
Yeah, I think, thank you, Marina, for sharing that. I think that I know that story, because afterwards that sailor woman had another marriage with other, is that right? With other seals, is that story? Or I
The
don't
first
know.
one I'm thinking of is just that there are some seal women coming, and then they take off their coats there, and they are women.
Yeah, the skin.
And then there's this fisherman. He's stealing one of the robes, and so there's one woman without a robe, and he saves her, and he doesn't tell the secret, and they got married and they live, and one day she is opening some box that she's not supposed to open, and there she finds her robe, and then she goes away. But yeah, so there are many of those.
Very, very beautiful version of that story. Yeah, like a fox, like the fox lady, like the fox in Chinese folklore, the same time with skin, with the fox skin that you can put off. Yeah, very interesting. Thank you, Marina. Thank you very much for sharing.
Nice to see how stories travel, that you find the different pictures, and then you feel that this is the same story but told in another, with some other pictures.
Yes, we are all the same. We have the same nature, and those archetypes, collective conscious, the archetypes are very interesting. Yeah, all over the world. Yeah, Chinese, Japanese stories. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Marina. Thank you, Jasmina. Please do take care. Get well soon. A big thank you to our audience here. Thank you so much for joining in person.